All right, the quarterfinals came and went, and one thing is clear. You need to stick to betting congressional elections and stay out of football.
Okay.
Brazil got knocked out, and you still owe mom a trip to Brazil. They're going to show a tweet, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So,
What's that about?
all right. Well, I bet on Brazil to win the World Cup.
Yep.
And I had tweeted that if they win, I'm going to use the money that I made betting on them to go to Brazil.
Yep. Yeah, I remember.
Your mom then tweeted, "We're still going to Brazil, Nick Wright. You were gambling. Isn't my problem."
She's right.
And so okay, so it looks like we're still going to Brazil. It should be noted, though, while you throw shade at me, yes, I was wrong about Brazil winning it. I have been outstanding, super profitable betting this World Cup. You were sitting with me Saturday morning watching me win the France bet.
Yep.
I bet Morocco live. Once Morocco went up 1-0, they were only like minus 115.
Oh, that's awesome.
To win the World Cup, or not to win the World Cup, pardon me, to win that match against Portugal in 90 minutes. I bet France to win in 90 minutes at plus 150. So I'm doing quite well gambling on the World Cup. But go ahead.
All right, before you get into going down in Qatar.
What's going down?
What's going down in Qatar, sorry. Let's talk about the star of the World Cup.
Yeah.
France's Kylian Mbappe.
Kylian Mbappe.
That's his name. That's how you say it. Kylian?
Kylian
Mbappe.
Yep.
Kylian Mbappe's athleticism and speed is unlike anything else. The Chiefs may be the highest scoring team in football, but they're still lacking a true deep threat since Tyreek Hill. How many catches is Mbappe receiving if he signed with Kansas City?
Listen, I don't know. He is an unbelievable athlete. And we talked about, last week, we talked about what Mbappe has. If they win the World Cup, nobody's won back-to-back since Brazil and Pele. When Brazil did it, they had a teenager be kind of the star and score in the final. When France won 4 years ago, they had a teenager score in the final. There's a lot of similarities here. And that they're doing it without Pogba and without Benzema. France it's really special. But what we have in this semifinal is unbelievable. France, Morocco, there's a long history between France and Morocco. And our book club book, Little History of the World, has, Morocco, once upon a time, went and about 1,400 years ago, 1,500 years ago, went and conquered Portugal, then Spain, then into France. In this World Cup, Morocco has beaten Spain, then Portugal. Now they're trying to beat France. There's also some colonization history. It's really fascinating. Morocco being here is phenomenal. Utterly phenomenal. The first African nation ever to make the semifinal of a World Cup. Okay? It's spectacular. Now I think France is going to beat them, just to be totally candid. On the other side, you have Argentina and Croatia. Argentina, which made a final 8 years ago, which has won a couple when they had Maradona, and Croatia, which never leads in any of these games, yet keeps winning the games, either in extra time or in penalty kicks. Croatia has fewer people than Chicago, and they made the World Cup final last year, and they're in the semifinal this year. So listen, I am rooting for an Argentina-France final, okay? It would just be utterly spectacular to see Messi and Mbappe. Messi trying to, like I said, he made the final a few years ago. They lost did they lose in penalties or extra time? They lost in extra time, I think, to Germany. Messi didn't score. I shouldn't say a few years ago, 2 World Cups ago. If Morocco were to do it, though, here's the thing about the World Cup. They've been playing it since 1930. They skipped, there were no World Cups in the 40s thanks to World War II. It hasn't been, despite all of that, there have only been, how many is it? 8 nations? 1, 2, 3. 8 nations to ever win it. Because and there's only been how many nations? 14 nations, 13 nations to ever even make a final. Okay? So let me just go through the history of it real quick. I had to pull it up because this, unlike our list of NBA MVPs, I don't have memorized.
Yep.
Brazil has won it 5 times. Came in second twice, so they've made 7 finals. By the way, it should be noted, Brazil, what a total disappointment for them since winning it in 2002. That is, in the World Cup since 2002, they've been past the quarterfinals only 1 time. So 94 they win, 98 they came in second, 2002 they win. Since then, 06 knocked out in the quarters, 2010 knocked out in the quarters, 2014 in Brazil, make it to the semis, lose 7-1 to Germany, 7-1 at home. 2018 knocked out in the quarters, and this year knocked out in the quarters in a game they had no business losing. Up 1-0 with minutes left and steal a loss from the jaws of victory. But they've won 5, runners-up twice. Germany has won 4 and been runners-up 4 times. Germany's unbelievable run was the 70s into the 80s. Germany won in 74, runners-up in 82 and 86, and then won in 90. Italy, which didn't even qualify for the World Cup this year, has won it 4 times, came in second twice. Argentina, I mentioned to you with Maradona, they won it twice, runners-up 3 times, including 8 years ago. Then there's France, which has won it twice, including in 2018, runner-up 1 other time. And that's really it in modern World Cup history, aside from Spain's victory in 2010. Spain also won the Euros, the 4 years surrounding it. It looked like they were going to be dynastic. They've done nothing in the World Cup since then. England won it in 66, hasn't been back to a final since. Uruguay won it twice, pre-1960, haven't been back to a final since. The Netherlands has been to 3 finals, lost them all. Czechoslovakia, which isn't a country anymore, has been to 2 finals and lost them. Or Netherlands has been to 3 finals, lost them all, I should say. Czechoslovakia went to 2 finals 1,000 years ago. Same with Hungary and Sweden. And then there's Croatia. So Croatia would be just the 9th team to ever win a World Cup. Morocco would be just the 14th team to ever make a final, or the 9th team to win the World Cup if they finish it off. Okay. And then France, with a victory, would move behind only Italy, Germany, and Brazil. France or Argentina, by the way, would get to 3, which would move them solo possession of the 4th most World Cup titles of all time. I hope we get France, Argentina in the final. There was a good 8 minutes on World Cup history. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.